Hello and welcome back to Speechtime. Today's video is part 2 of our debate theory series. Today we'll be focusing on how to argue and come up with evidence and supports. I'm sure everyone's wondered what the key to winning arguments is and how they can begin to think like a debater.
Alright, the first step is to think about what your topic or resolution means, what it would change, and what its effects could look like. Try to see if there are any examples of it existing in the world today, or if there were any in the past. Say the topic was about implementing universal healthcare. You could either brainstorm possible arguments first and then look for specifics, such as universal healthcare is a step towards equality, and then look at countries who have implemented it, or you could find examples and then build arguments off of them. So you could take a look at Canada's healthcare system and say that the average Canadian citizen is healthier than the rest of the world with universal healthcare. If you don't have access to any outside information, use what you do know, or predict outcomes to the best of your ability.
Based on your research or past understanding, try and think of 3 main points that support your position on the topic. Is there a social, economic, moral, political, or environmental aspect to your topic? If you're saying yes to healthcare, for example, what are 3 key reasons somebody would support it? The first reason could be quality of life. The second could be long-term savings, and the third and final point could be improved productivity. These are just a few examples out of many main points that you could develop, but the key here is to make strong, logical claims that support your side.
These points mean nothing without evidence, so this is another place where past knowledge or research comes in handy. Try and find reliable sources, such as trusted news outlets, studies published by leading universities, or data from organizations. You can utilize facts, figures, personal stories to support the main points you have. The key to strong arguments and main points is that they are logical, they don't contradict each other, they make sense to those listening to your debate, and you can defend them against criticism.
Once you've thought up arguments, you need to ensure that these arguments will still be valid in a debate. If you have made any assumptions, you need to prove why they're valid. Try not to use generalized statements or platitudes either as arguments, such as universal healthcare is good. That's not a very good argument. You want to be specific in your main arguments. For example, universal healthcare is good for the economy, or universal healthcare improves health outcomes.
If you get stuck, try and imagine how the resolution could relate to you personally or your friends and family. Another good tip for when you're stuck is imagine what the other side might say. For example, if we use the universal healthcare topic, what are some arguments the other side could make?
Oh, they could say that universal healthcare makes wait times longer, or that it's very costly.
Now, examine these arguments for what you could reply with. One potential flaw here is that even if wait times for normal and non-life-threatening procedures lengthen, people with cancer or a serious life-threatening illness don't have to worry about not being able to pay anymore. This leads back to our main point. Universal health care improves health outcomes.
And to beat the second possible point, even if the initial or administrative costs of universal healthcare are high, imagine what we will save when we prevent people from getting sick or improve their productivity by helping them get better. So the main argument you could make is that universal healthcare saves money long term, or universal care's results outweigh the costs.
Exactly. So these are some ways to decide on main points that support your side. To summarize, you could create main points based on research. You could brainstorm possible results of the topic. You could brainstorm based on personal experience or something you saw on the news. Or you could use flaws in the opposing side's possible arguments to construct your own points. Whatever you end up doing, remember to develop points that support your side and can be logically and morally defended. Keep the points themselves simple, but go overboard when explaining their importance, benefits, and why they are significant.
Also, as a bonus, here are some other tips for an enjoyable, engaging, and fruitful debate. Firstly, make sure you analyze the opponent's arguments to the fullest and prove your points are stronger by identifying a better benefit your side provides over the other. Returning to our well-worn universal healthcare topic, on the supporting or proposition side, you could point out that the social and economic good is greater on your side of the house. Don't delve into personal attacks or mock your opponent's arguments or represent them as weaker or more foolish than they actually are. Identify core issues they fail to represent, and that makes your case that much stronger.
Thanks for tuning in again, and we hope our advice will help you in future arguments. The best debaters in the world are those who can find those key arguments and make the case and provide evidence needed for you to logically believe in them.
With practice, all these tips will be part of your repertoire in no time. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.